What's going on there, YouTube? This is Quinn, that Snazzy iPhone guy, and this is the video review of the VintageVinyl record style case for iPhone 4. Now, a lot of you guys know that I don't do a lot of iPhone 4 case reviews, and that's because there's a couple people out there, to name one, Larry Greenberg, that know so much about cases I could never, amount to their greatness in reviews. So I'm usually not the place to review iPhone cases. I stick to headphones and other obscure accessories and stuff like that. But when I saw this case and when I was offered this case, I could not pass it up. It looks incredibly sexy. If you guys remember Lenntek, that's the company that makes like the Sonix 3 and the Sonix Snap cases, which are all pretty well liked and pretty, they're pretty big in the manufacturing market. Lenntek is definitely the company that is in charge of this vintage vinyl case, and I am digging it like crazy. The retail price is $34.99, not the cheapest considering what you get, but this is style over anything, and you do really get a studly case that I am in love with. So let's crack into it, find what you get in the Switch Easy-esque style packaging. You're going to find this beautiful little graphic inlay that says accessories inside. Yeah. You are going to get a Sonix sticker, and then the sticker down here as well. Now I'm going to explain to you what this is. You can see this. This is the where the the artwork or the label of the record would be, and they have an all red one, which is what I have, and then they have a red, white, and blue one, which kind of looks like the Pepsi logo a little bit. And people are always like, "Oh, it's a Pepsi case." No, it's not. It's a record. So I stopped using that because of common confusion. Plus, this looks very, very slick. But let's go into this case, kind of the features, what you're going to get in it, and why it's so cool. So this really does look like a vinyl record. It is incredibly cool, whether it be a D45 or a full size. It's pretty sweet. It doesn't run at 30 RPM, rather it runs at 30, stick it on the back of your phone PM. Okay, that was just a terrible joke. Anyway, you are going to find this design. This does carry a vinyl-esque feature. I mean, this is a polyurethane case, but listen to this. So it does sound like vinyl. Unfortunately, this vinyl will scratch, but the good thing is it doesn't matter because you're not going to be throwing this on a turntable. So you don't need to be cautious of it. It will be protecting your phone. You don't need to protect the vinyl. But yeah, it looks sleek. You have this very, very realistic looking, there are like hundreds of tiny little carves in this. It's very cool. And then you have, of course, where the tracks separate, and then the end of the unused record, which is a glossy plastic here. And then, like I said, you have the label of the artwork here. You apply these stickers yourself, so I did a pretty crappy job. As you can see, there's a couple bubbles in there, but nonetheless, I still like it. Or you could leave the vinyl blank if you chose to do so. But this is a very sexy looking case. It looks pretty studly, especially in light, and it carries on that retro feel. Here on the side here, we're going to find the volume ports. On the bottom here, we are going to find nothing at all. It's completely exposed. On the side, we will find nothing again. And on the top, we will find the headphone jack and the sleep-wake button. Now, one thing to note is the texture of this case. If you can see that from that angle right there, it's kind of rigid. There's a bunch of little ridges, so it kind of carries on that vinyl feature. And believe it or not, that's actually incredibly nice to grip. Now, if you can see those tiny little bumps right here, there's one right here and one right here. This is the lay on the table design. There is no screen shield included, which for a $35 case, I usually poo-poo and still do. I mean, when you're paying $35 for a case, you really should be able to get a cheap old 10-cent screen shield in there, but one is not included with this case. But that being said, you do have these ridges, which is for the lay-on-the-table design. Rather have some bulky thing that doesn't make the iPhone flush. It sits down, and when it sits down, the iPhone doesn't touch the table, so that's really nice to know. We'll throw this case in, the phone into the case. All you have to do is snap it in and you're good to go. So you can see that design right there. That kind of bevels and raises the device. So I would slide this. I mean, if you have a large piece of salt or sand or something that's abrasive, you may experience some issues, but it is elevated enough that you shouldn't experience a ton of problems with it. And I'd say that in general, there is lay on the table design. It's a little bit of a different kind than we're used to, but it's there nonetheless. Anyway, so we've got the case here. We have the iPhone. It looks very sleek, very sexy, like I stated before. On the side, we're going to get the volume switches. On the top, we are going to get the fully exposed bottom. And on the side, nothing. And on the top, the headphone jack, the microphone cover, and then, of course, the sleep-wake button. In terms of usability and functionality, it's pretty basic. I mean, it's none different than a snap case you'd find on eBay for $5. The quality and the craftsmanship behind this is of course better, but that being said, it's still a very basic case. There's not a lot to it, but the beauty of that is unparalleled. I mean, you are going to pick some fingerprints up on this glossy part right here, but it is just one of the sexiest cases I've used. It's turned people's heads. Like, people are like, whoa, what is that case? And I really have to agree. It's one of the best, sexiest cases, hands down, I've ever used. And I can't not give it a great rating because it works as advertised. There is a little lay on the table design. It's kind of a bummer they don't include a screen shield, and there is no drop protection. I mean, if you drop this, you're probably SOL, but it will protect you from scratches and the like. So if you're into heavy duty stuff, if you are a klutz and drop your phone all the time, this is not the case for you. But if you want a very unique, very sexy looking, very retro feeling case, this is definitely one you want to get. I'm not going to rate this on the Snazzy scale, honestly, because it could be a 1 in someone's book and a 10 in another person's book. I personally find it to be a 7. I think it's a very good case. It's a little bit pricey. You don't get a screen shield, but all in all, it has studly features. But some of the people out there, I mean, if you need drop protection, this is not the case for you. So it is just what it is, and you're going to have to check it out for yourself. So if this is the type of style you can see yourself liking, then definitely pick it up. It's $34.95 at Lenntek.com. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.